What's going on, everybody? Welcome aboard to this late night musing stream here, as I promised, of course, that I would do. Well, some of y'all remember that I promised this based on the little impromptu stream I had earlier this afternoon. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go on the channel. You'll figure it out real quickly. But yes, first and foremost, how's it going, everybody? See, we already got a couple of people checking in here as we get this late night musing stream rolling. But those of y'all, as you file in here, or perhaps you're watching the replay later, of course, my name's Austin, and this is Fintastic Freaks. And of course, this is Late Night Musings. Hope everyone's having a great day out here. Checking through the chat here. Got a few already awesome folks that we got here. Demon Blader saying hi. How's it going, Demon? Hope those puffers are treating you well there, as I know you're working on getting that tank set up for them and such. Excited for you, man. Those are awesome. Which got a little something news, pea puffer related myself here soon. Craig's Catfish Cave saying hi, all. How's it going, Craig? Good to see you, man. Hope it's been a pleasant Monday, or some of y'all are if you're on the eastern side, are actually about less than 15 minutes away from going into Tuesday here already. So let's see. We got Rye Guy outdoors here waving. That awesome little pea puffer logo right there. Appreciate you coming in on here, Rye. And we got Gabriel. Ooh, come on. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't want to pull up right away, but Gabriel's glass boxes, that is kind of what an aquarium is all about. It's a glass box, and sometimes you want to get creative, it's a wood and a glass box. Or acrylic if you really want to get technical. But Gabriel, good to see you here. First time watcher. Well, welcome. Hope I make a good first impression. And Pea Puffer Keeper. Hey, of all the puffers out there, man, that's one of the best ones to keep right there. Pea puffers are awesome little fish. As Demon and I would both tell you, a lot of fish keepers would tell you. All sorts of awesome folks here. What the heck was that? Oh, FX5 is making a couple of weird noises, but looks like it's sorting itself out over there. Right, guy, I'll answer your question here shortly, but I see we also got another one here. One of my 3 awesome moderators, Liquid Z Only Fins. How's it going, Matt? Hope the day has treated you well, dude. Appreciate you coming in here as always. Oh no, Demon not getting pea puffers anymore? Something else catch your eye then? That's me anyway. But Gina's Reef with the 3 little green hearts. Appreciate you, Gina, stopping on here. Always good to see you. We got Nathan Hovey in here also saying hello to my fishy friends. How's it going, Nathan? Good to see you. I'm doing well. Hopefully the same can be said about you as well. Looks like we're getting everything up. Here we go. Pepling Creek Aquatic saying good evening. Back at you, Brian. Hope the evening has been treating you well as well. Been a busy one, crazy one for me. Wife hasn't... I've been a little under the weather recently, but got her out and about of the house here a little bit today to try to get her some fresh air and such. And she definitely still gets really tired quick. Not going to say what she has, but I mean, long story short, it's just kind of knocked her on her butt for a little bit. So she's feeling a lot better today, though. So it's been an interesting day, nonetheless, because of that. But still, can't complain about today at all. Not at all. Skull Aquatics, how's it going, Skull? Saying hi. Hi right back at you, Skull. Good to see you here tonight. Inflations. Oh, I know. A lot of that inflation on fish right now, too. And the fish food, depending on what you want. Sandy saying hello. Hello to you, Sandy. Hope it's been a good Monday for you. Foxy, I gotta tell you, that could be taken a few different ways. I'm here for the puffs. Puff it and pass it. No, not really. I don't smoke. Hope it's been a good one for you. Officer, love that one stream that you had there of DD and Silver Creek there, by the way. That was fun to watch. That intro song of your guys' too is really catchy. It gets stuck in my head for the rest of the night too. Do 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 do. Right. Of course. Speaking of Puffer, oh, he was right behind me for a while. Where'd that go? Oh, he's over there. He found a snail. He's like almost, I don't know if you can see him over there, but the crazy fish, oh, he was almost vertical like that, trying to catch a snail that's like right in one of those crevices of the dragon stone over there. I'm not sure if he got him or not, but as you can see, he knows now that we're live, so here he is. Look. So I'm trying to put my finger right under you, but your movement is making it difficult, Mac. But yes, he's doing pretty well in here, as you can see. Very curious now. That amazing little curious puffer personality that they're oh so notorious for. Yes. Honestly, Foxy, yeah, that would be one thing. Like, Mac would be like the little angel on my right shoulder. Finley, I could very much see being the little demon on my shoulder. She looks chill most of the time, but I tell you what, that when Finley wants to be, she can be quite the aggressor. There's a reason I call her the queen of the fish room, and I tell you what, she is very much a queen of hearts. She does not tolerate anything in her tank whatsoever. Anything that gets put in her tank, it's off with their head, like the Queen of Hearts. Gabriel, I see Rye Guy just chimed in there as well. But yes, this tank back here is a Maboo puffer. He's only about 7.5 inches. A lot of growing to go yet, but fortunately in a tank that's 8 feet long, well, 8 foot 1 inch to be precise, if you want to be super technical, then 3 foot 3 inches front to back. It's he's got a plenty big tank to reach his full glory in here, which pretty excited for that. Okay, I'm trying to remember who asked it earlier. Rye Guy, I think it was you. Yep, there you are. So, Rye Guy, you were asking earlier if what I was going to do with this 50-gallon corner over here. Because, of course, in a recent video, I left up to a lot of you guys in the comment section of my video saying, like, hey, what do you want? What should I do with this tank? And left it up to you guys. Do I saltwater that beastie and, like, maybe get some, say, Oscillars clownfish or snowflake clownfish, or just some sort of clownfish? You get the idea. Or do we keep it on the freshwater side and do pea puffers? Well, I guess something that I kind of do for the votes, just so y'all know, regular voters, I count for 1 point. And if you're a member on my channel, well, then I count you for 2 votes because, well, if you're giving me a little extra money to help me do what I do, you get a little extra say and a little extra push on this channel. But it was pretty much a unanimous decision. I think if anything voted for the other option, it was maybe 1 or 2 people, but y'all really want me to make that 50-gallon corner a pea puffer colony. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. I mean, we got 2 swaps. We got one coming up here this Saturday. Actually, no, I take that back. Sunday, rather. We got one coming up Sunday in Des Moines, Iowa, as a matter of fact. We got another swap going on in Davenport, Iowa, not this Sunday, but a week from this Sunday. So it would have been 2 weeks from yesterday. Or in 5 minutes from now, it'll be, 2 weeks from 2 days ago. But either way, got a couple of swaps here. So thinking, I hear that especially the Quad City swap, which will be the one 2 weeks from yesterday, has all sorts of fish there. So we'll definitely go forth there and check out what they got. And I know that in Des Moines, we got one of my main puffer guys that are actually going to that swap too. So got plenty coming there as well. I'm looking very forward to really both swaps. Both of them are going to be a lot of fun. And I'll definitely have a stream, and I'll go through the streams as well to put like a little highlight reel or something, or highlight video maybe is a more appropriate term for it, because like I say, I know a lot of people don't. I also have some followers that don't like live streams and such. That way we can accommodate to the crowd here and such. All things fish, yes. Actually, Shooter's fish room is also at the Omaha swap here. About I think that was like a week and a half ago, whatever it was. And yeah, believe he's going to be at the. Pretty sure he's going to be at the Des Moines swap again. I think he's even going to the Quad City swaps as well. So we're going to go ahead and yeah, I'm sure I'll see Shooter again. He's always got some awesome looking plecos and such. Or at least that's what I usually see him come with anyway. Sketty, let me look that up. I actually got it on my phone here. But let me see. All things fish, I mean, by the sounds of it, they're already basically got a guy that's pretty sure they're going to have a Omaha swap in the fall. I'm trying to keep an eye open for it. I guess we'll see how that goes, I guess, of course. But Sketty, this will answer your question right here. I'm going to get rid of that light there real quick. That's what it's called. It is called Springfest. It is March 19th. Showing you the address right there. So if anybody wants to print the screen or take a screenshot, whatever the heck you want to do, that's where the Des Moines swap is. Going to be all sorts of awesome folks there. I know Fish Fix, who I've featured on this channel a couple times, where, well, I got my Maboo puffer from. I've gotten, it's where I got my Cross River back in the time from earlier. It's where I've gotten, I've gotten a lot of stuff there. It's where I've gotten some of my angel fish as well. It's a cool store. It's a really, really cool store. And Al, the owner of that store, always has really cool stuff there. And I know the fact that he's going to be there along with Shooter's Fish Room, as All Things Fish there pointed out. Des Moines swap, I think, it's not a huge swap, but it's definitely going to have a lot of quality vendors, that's for sure. So the tiniest puffers at the store. I know those things get low. I mean, it's hard to believe that this fish, when it's full grown, sometimes it's even smaller than a thumbnail. But they almost came up. Hey, one of these times, Foxy, I mean, by all means, do it. They're a wee, tiny little fish, but they have big personalities. I have no doubt in my mind you'd love those little things. They could be your little mermaid friends, too. You and Dee Dee, like little puffer friends and such. I mean, pea puffers would be perfect for that. Little teeny fish with a big personality. They'd be the perfect little side fish. George has a lot of cool stuff. Yes, absolutely. Have a couple of breeder friends that supplied him with some fish. Very cool. Very cool. I think Leo, I saw you had a question there earlier. Leo Aquatics. Okay, let me see here. Need some advice getting my stand shipped this Thursday or Friday for the 60 breeder. Going to order another spotted Congo. Is it good to start with 2 in one tank, or better to order more? I think if you're going to go with multiple ones, Leo, it's definitely better to have at least 2. I will say if you want to add more, do it in multiples of 2. I guess I'm not sure exactly how many more you want to add to that. I mean, if you're just doing 4, then yeah, adding 2 and then 2 more usually works out just fine. Of course, there's exceptions across the board, but I would say, yeah, it'd probably be better you probably want to at least get 2 if you want to have multiple in that 60 breeder. So sounds like you're right on top of it, man. Oh, my chat keeps jumping on me. I wish it quit doing that. There we go. Now I'm finally back to the bottom. It kept wanting to jump on me again and again, and I don't know why it wants to do that. Agero, have 8 pea puffers, 4 pygmy cories, and lots of Java ferns. Java ferns, I love those things. And rocks in a 20-gallon log since December, and they are thriving. Absolutely. I tell you what, Java fern, probably one of my top 5 favorite plants. It's so easy, and I mean, yeah, you can put it on rocks, put it on woods and such, and yeah, it's usually not too fussy. It doesn't need a ton of light, doesn't need CO2. It's a pretty unfussy plant. I love those things. All right, here we go, guys. The wife is joining the chat, saying "Helly." I think she means hello, but just kidding, Darius. Just messing with you. But yep, checking in here. Of course, she's also one of my 3 awesome moderators with Matt, Liquid Zoo OnlyFins, as well as, of course, Zen Ginger, who I call the super mod. I know she's obviously plenty busy with numerous channels and her outside life as well, but still always appreciate what that lady does as well for us. All 3 of them. Greatly appreciated for all the extra work they do here on the channel and help me keep doing what we do. Hey, like I say, Foxy, highly recommended. That's a fish. They won't disappoint you. Justin, how's it going? Don't think I said hi to you yet here today. Regular air stoned or discs behind me. In the one of these times I'll get it right the first time. There we go. There's the finger right there. Anyway, in the volcano here, I do have just a regular old air stone in there. Yes, but back there, like right here, that is an air disc, and then the other 2 that are given bubbles are just sponge filters. So one of them does have a regular air stone, but I also do have 1 air disc in there as well. A little bit of a mixture of both. Demon, appreciate that, man. I can't remember exactly what video it was again there, but I think I remember coming across it earlier. I'll have to double check there again, though, later on, so that next time I go live, whoopsie, I clicked the minimize button. Let's not do that. But, yeah, well, I'll have to double check it again, though, because I don't want to say the wrong video here while I'm live, but definitely appreciate it there. I'll have to, greatly appreciate what you're doing as well there. Going through the chat, we got 3G also checking in here. How's it going, 3G? With the eyeballs, presume that means lurking. All good with me as long as you're in here. Appreciate however you do it. Oh, it's a post. Yeah, not sure why I said video. Sometimes my terminology is crap. But yeah, greatly appreciate it there. I mean, yeah, I remember you saying thank you. I keep hitting my table. Why do I keep hitting my table? Yep, and then I think it was Sketty and Ray as well there. Absolutely. I mean, hey, all sorts of awesome people here in the chat. But yeah, it's greatly appreciated. I mean, and hey, we're happy to help in any way, Demon. It's what the fish fam is all about. Scuba Steve. Oh, how's it going? I put a O and then that's more of a C. There we go. That's better. Oh, there we go. That's much better. Good to see you here, Scuba Steve-O. Just found some blue Moscow fry, too. Very nice. Valentini puffers. Gina, I have seen those a couple times, and those are actually really, really cute. Still don't know if it'd be my number 1 choice for a saltwater puffer. I would say my top 2 choices. Well, actually, if I had to pick top 3, number 1 would be a porcupine puffer. Number 2 would probably be a dogface puffer for me. And then number 3, probably the golden puffer. The Valentini puffers, I'm starting to see them more, and we got actually one at the Omaha Zoo there as well, in a big, huge, beautiful aquarium. And each time I see it, keeps growing on me, just bit by bit on me. Justin, what are your plans for the forever tank with your Mabu? Curious myself how many gallons they require. Well, honestly, Justin, I'm hoping this 510-gallon plywood tank will be exactly that. I mean, a lot of people say they reach up to 3 feet. I mean, for reference, folks, I mean, Corey has had Murphy there and Ladybird for years now, and I think Murphy is the one he's had longer, and he's about 2.5 feet. And how many years old is Murphy right now? at least 5. I mean, probably even more so. And he's just around 2.5 feet. So I think this tank, which is 8 foot 1 inch side to side and 3 foot 3 inches front to back, yeah, I think this will work as a pretty good forever home. But I mean, if he's starting to make it look a little small, then we'll cross that bridge when we need to, if we need to. But I would say, yeah, as long as he gives something like an 8 foot side to side there and at least 3 foot front to back, it'd be better if you could give him a little bit more than that. But I would say 8 foot side to side, 3 foot front to back, and then 31 inches in height would probably be about the minimum I'd want to give him. That FX5 there is making some weird noises. I'm going to have to check that out here once we end the stream here, though, later on. Leo, debating what filtration to get for the 60 since it's going to be spotted Congo puffer tank, and still debating what tank mates, but I know they say highly oxygenated water. I don't know why that was so hard to say for a minute. Is best for them. Yeah, I mean, especially I would personally recommend putting plants in there with them too. Just to, I don't know. I like putting plants in any tank really, for that matter, because I just think it's what helps the tank look a little more natural and more homely to the fish. But I guess that's up to you. I would say, yeah, more oxygen wouldn't be better, or would be better, not. But I would also say, in terms of filtration, yeah, I would definitely say get enough to where, based on what I do, I like to have my tanks to where they're basically getting filtered 2 times over. And I'm not talking just gallons per hour. I'm talking about, like, say on a 40-gallon breeder, I'm putting like maybe a Tidal 75 on there with like a 60-gallon grade sponge filter and such. That way, total filtration, biologically and mechanically combined, I mean, yeah, we're more than double that tank. So, and for spotted Congos, any puffer for that matter, it's not a bad idea. And I mean, for a 60-gallon breeder too, I mean, may not be a bad idea to even think about a canister for that bad boy. And obviously, Fluval is a great option in terms of a canister filter. I know some people talk high on the marine land. I can't myself because I've never gotten a marine land filter. But one filter that I did, or canister filter that I have now, that I've actually put on my 125 for the Angels now. I've stepped away from the hang on the backs there now because I just have so many Angels and other fish in there now. I got a Polar Aurora canister filter from Amazon, and I tell you what, especially for a canister filter that can do 525 gallons per hour there, thus can do 125 pretty strong, especially if you got some sponge filters in there like I do. It's not a bad price. I want to say it was like 100. I might be off there. I'm not 100% what it was, but I mean, it's exponentially less than what those Fluval canisters are, and it does pretty good. It's pretty easy to assemble. So, I mean, if you're looking maybe on the canister filter route, I would highly recommend checking those ones out. All right, checking through the chat here because my chat stopped updating. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Going down the chat. Going down the chat. Yes. I'm Leo. Until I had a power surge, things for the most part with the crossover puffer were going well. The fact that the cool thing is now that we're starting to get people here in America that are starting to captive breed them, which is awesome because, I mean, it used to be that with puffers for a while, all you could get is wild caught, and half the battle with puffers was just making sure like internal parasites and all that crap was taken care of. The cool thing is now once you get captive bred ones, there's a less risk at least for that. Sometimes they take care of them totally. But I mean, I took care of my Cross River pretty similarly to a Fahaka puffer. I mean, a Cross River puffer is another African origin puffer. Obviously, that ranges because, I mean, so is a spotted Congo, so is a Mabu. But, I mean, higher temperatures and all that. I mean, I thought for the most part, as far as puffers go, it wasn't super difficult by any stretch there. I mean, it's one of those where, yeah, again, you want to watch the water parameters, make sure nitrites, ammonium, all that doesn't get out of hand. But overall, it It wasn't overly hard. It's just yeah, I wish to God I had my generator at that point, because I probably would still have them. But that's any fish, really. I mean, if the power goes out for about 6+ hours, then yeah, not too many fish are gonna like that. Especially puffers, they get pretty stressed out on that. But it's also kind of why I'm kind of going down on my puffer count a little bit here. Yeah, they're cool fish, but I've yet that, and I kind of want to keep other stuff too. I mean, like, well, I've told you guys before on the wish list, so I won't reinitiate on that again. But no, I'd say cross river. The hardest part about the cross river puffer is just affording to buy one. If you want to get a cross river puffer, be prepared to open your wallet or purse if you prefer. Going down, 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 to down, down, to down, going down the chat. Going down the chat. Yeah, we're going down the chat. Plant-wise for spotted Congo puffer, trying to make it look biotype and leanings towards it since with a sponge filter. Okay, that wouldn't be terrible. Plant-wise, I mean, with spotted Congos, I kept it pretty simple. Just I had some valves. You could do Italian valves, jungle valves. I also had some crypts. Once upon a time, well, actually, no, I take that back. I never did put crypts in with my spotted Congo puffers. That was with my Mabu puffer, so I take that back. But crypts would also not be bad for a spotted Congo puffer. Java fern, mosses. A lot of puffers like mosses. Honestly, yeah, you can go with some simpler plants and they'll be all right. Or at least everything, when I've done that with pretty much any of my freshwater puffers, they've been like, all right, cool. Harley, how's it going? Oh, no, you're not late. You're just fashionably late, which is no problem. As far as I'm concerned, you're never late. Regardless of what time anybody gets in here, I'm just happy that you just stop in here. Pet reviewer, Tetradon Miris Care. Maybe you meant Minis there. I'm pretty sure I know what kind you're talking about there, but let me double check on that. I want to say that is that's a Congo puffer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let it be known. This is why there's misinformation. I look up Tetradon minis, and it shows me that. This is why I say go to multiple sources. That is not a Congo puffer. That is a Mabu. Very different. There we go. Now that is a breed of Congo puffer, a red Congo puffer. I mean, I can make one on that pet reviewer. I don't have one right now. I had one for a while, but to be honest, he just wasn't liking his tank that I had him down here, so I moved him on to a better home and such. No idea where he is right now, because honestly, he just met someone that was in town, and they just ran off with him. After just saying like, yeah, hey, I'm in town for this long. I'd love to take him. I got about a few hours home, but have an open tank, and that was that. But I would say the main advice I'd give you for a Tetradon Miris is that, one, have a sandy substrate. This is a puffer that very much likes to bury themselves in the sand. It's one of those ambush predator puffers. I'm going to turn my light back on so I don't look like a ghost. Well, actually, I kind of look more like a ghost now, but either way. But Tetradon Miris, they're one of those puffers that sometimes diet-wise can be a little picky, so be prepared for that just in case. Sometimes they will go strictly live feedings only, so snails, feeder shrimp, feeder crayfish, small feeder crayfish. This is a puffer that I think maxes out, give or take, around the 6-inch mark, so it doesn't get anything too huge. But minnows would be another good one from a trusted source. Don't get any sickly minnows because you don't want your puffer to get infected. Basically stuff like that. But after a while and they get more settled in, then they'll sometimes go on to frozen meaty foods. Mine never got on there too, which is sometimes just how these ambush puffers work. Sometimes they just don't get over that little live feeding niche. But that is one thing I'd say before you get a Tetradon Minis or Miris, whatever, be prepared for that. They sometimes, and that goes with a hairy puffer, a dragon puffer, an arrowhead puffer. Sometimes they never get out of that live feeding spree of theirs, so be prepared for that. And if you don't like live feedings, then something else to keep in mind there. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit, though. But they are still really cool. Okay, I'm like way behind on the chat right now. Yeah, Scuba Steel, yeah, a generator. Those are they're a good investment. I got one that can do all the fish room easily and some of our appliances here in the house. I figured, you know what, if I'm spending a few $100 on a generator, just as well get a bigger one so it can power our oven and refrigerator as well. Keep the necessities of the house running. All right, chat just jumped again there. There we go. Yep. George, RB3, don't think I said hi to you. Welcome aboard, George. Good to see you. Saying, hey, people, don't forget to hit that like button. And hit that thumbs up. Greatly appreciate that, George. And all the support you give here. See you doing that a lot, and it's greatly appreciated here. Do. I'm trying to go down. Jeff Kane hit the like button at 11. Appreciate that, Jeff. Thank you very much. Like I said, I never can see the likes here on StreamYard, which is okay. That's not the main deal. My main deal is just getting to sit here and hang with all of y'all is my part that I really like to do. But let me see here. What else do we got? Do. George RB3, have I ever had a Cray 8 puffer? Do you mean like a figure 8 puffer there, George? If so, yes, I actually have figure 8 puffers right now. Not sure what otherwise what that would be, but I mean, yeah, figure 8 puffers. Yep, I got them in a 54-gallon corner tank. They're one of my 2 brackish aquariums. Of course, my other brackish aquarium is a 75-gallon tank where I got 5 green spotted puffers. And the phone's trying to record my voice. The communists are spying on me. Go away. But yep. There you go, Patty. Not just a figure 8 puffer, a crazy one. I mean, aren't all puffers just a little bit crazy? I mean, that's kind of why we love them, right? Because they are a little bit of a crazy fish. But I mean, yeah, I got some figure 8s. They're really cool. I think in terms of markings, they're probably one of my favorite puffers out there, right behind the Maboo puffer. I would say that, yeah, figure 8s are probably, in terms of markings, my second favorite puffer. Especially when you get them in brackish water, at least in my experience. I think their color pops just a little bit more in brackish water. Not that they look terrible in freshwater by any means. As long as their freshwater parameters look good and all that too, they can look all right in there too. But I would say that, something like that. But yeah, I got a couple figure 8s. I actually even got a care guide on them too, if you're interested in learning more about them. But, ooh, Demon, great question. Great question. Boy, it's really, really close because if you would have asked me about a year ago, I would have had a definite answer. But now that I've come familiar with even more and more kinds here, I guess for number 1, I'd still have to stick with the Fahaka puffer. I love their markings and the fact that they're kind of that aggressive predator. I kind of like that about them. But I got to tell you, a Maboo puffer, now that I'm actually keeping one, I got to tell you, Mac, he's pretty cool. Mac, my Maboo, is pretty cool. As you see him right there behind the Anchorus stem plant back there. A Maboo puffer, though, is a very close second. The only problem with the Maboo puffer is that, yeah, they get huge. I actually have a top 5 puffers list. I should probably make another one here before too terribly long, because my top 5 puffers have probably changed here again. But I would say top 5 puffers. Well, I guess I already gave you number 1 and 2, but the other 3 outside of a Fahaka being number 1 and a Maboo being number 2, the final 3 in no particular order, I would say probably pea puffers, green spotteds, and oh boy, I mean, I like the Powai puffer. I love figure eight puffers. Amazon puffers are awesome. Spotted Congos are awesome. I've even seen some golden puffers or avocado puffers that look really cool. Let me see. If I round up the top five, I'd have to say spotted Congo puffers. My only gripe about spotted Congo puffers is good Lord above, they are expensive. Nothing like a Cross River, which is my only thing with the Cross River. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't get to keep my Cross River too long before the surge happened, so I don't think I got to feel it or experience its full glory. Definitely gonna try again sometime down the road, but well, that's coming down the road here eventually. But I agree, Damon. Yeah, Mac is really really cute, and he's going to get huge yet. I mean, I'm really excited for the time where he's going to get expensive, but he's worth it. I mean, that's the one thing about a Mabu puffer that you just got to prepare yourself for is the food bill. The bigger they get, the more they eat, so the more expensive their food bill gets. But kind of another reason why I'm also cutting back on some of the puffer count here yet too is because it's like, yeah, Mac is going to give me quite the hefty bill to feed. So hence why I've decided, yeah, we're gonna cut back on the puffer count here a little bit. Aquarium Domain, how's it going? Good to see you, Mr. Plywood Tank himself. Always love seeing what you're up to, man. Last time he was here, it was the test for this big beauty behind us. All right, awesome to see Mac in his new home. I agree, man. It's awesome. He's loving it too. He for the first couple days wasn't fully sure about what to think about it. He was kind of just sitting on the sand, pouting and not sure what to do until about the second evening. I finally dropped him some bloodworms and such, and he at first wasn't sure if he wanted to eat or not, but he ate them and such. It wasn't much to fill him up, but it was just a sign that okay, cool, he's eating. And then the next day, he took a big slab of krill as well as a handful of snails, probably a dozen or better there. And yeah, he's doing pretty good. Dude, avocados, yeah, they kind of look like a green version of Ember Tetra, only, I mean, it's kind of weird because, yeah, they are one of the more slender looking puffers out there, which is kind of crazy, but still cool nonetheless. There's actually a couple stores here that have the avocado puffers, and I tell you what, I need to hop on it here eventually. I was going to put them in a 40-gallon breeder here, but some of you that caught my initial stream, my little impromptu stream this afternoon, will know that we visited a fish store here in Atlantic here today, and I got some fish there, and using that 40-gallon tank where Mac used to be, as a quarantine tank before I get them in there. Not that I think there's anything wrong with them, but I'm also like, well, we have a tank open, so let's use it as a quarantine tank right now, just to be extra sure. And honestly, I should probably get a quarantine tank for the long haul here because it's just a good practice, but I have a horrible habit of whenever I got an empty tank of putting a fish in it. I have a nasty habit of that. Leo, I feed Mac all sorts of different stuff. Like, he still likes bloodworms. I'm sure they're not very filling for him, but every once in a while I'll treat him to some of that. I'll give him frozen krill. I'll also occasionally give him live ghost shrimp. He doesn't go after any of the minnows, which is good. That opens the door for maybe putting a big school of tetras in here later, which I'm thinking I'm probably going to do here eventually. Soon, probably. Not going to put a timetable on it, but I would say within the next month or so, probably going to try to get something in there. But otherwise, lots of snails. Lots and lots of snails. Malaysian trumpet snails, ram's horn snails, pond pest snails, whatever the heck you want to call them. Whenever I get them once in a while, I've given him some feeder crayfish before. I tried to give him a pretty wide diet. And even once in a while, I'll even give him half clams and beef heart when he's down for it. I give him a lot of things. Patty, could I shove food in an empty shell for a puffer, or is that insane? I mean, if a shell is small, I mean, I don't know how you might go about that, but I mean, if it's big enough, then I personally never tried it. But I mean, no, I mean, if a puffer goes in it, I mean, and chews on the shell, I mean, it accomplishes the same feat as like if the actual snail was in there, it accomplished the same task, trying to grind down their teeth and such. So I see no issue in trying it as long as there's no more of the dead snail body in there, because that sometimes can raise a little bit of a nitrate or nitrite, but something like that. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, some rapacias that I see there, or bloodworms, or even brine shrimp. Nah, wouldn't be a terrible idea. I mean, I've never tried it. I guess it would also depend on how big of a shell you're working with. But yeah, if I see no problem with it. I mean, yeah, Peplin, actually, the more and more, I mean, yeah, I was just sitting here thinking too, like, I've never tried that, but that actually is a pretty decent idea. I mean, and again, the shell just has to be big enough to where it's feasible, but. Do. Craig's Catfish Cave, appreciate you. Still lurking. Nothing wrong with that. Appreciate you. Just shoving fish down my neck like a pelican. Love it. Let's see here. I think I saw something going on up here earlier. Aquarium Domain. Saw your video earlier at the fish store. Did he try to sell the store or just shutting it down? Possibly reopened as Fantastic Freaks, Fish, and more. I mean, like I said in that live stream, I have thought about maybe somewhere down the road. I wouldn't put a timeline on it for myself on here right now, because right now I enjoy my career of a sports reporter or sports writer. And I don't think that's ever a career that I ever want to leave entirely. I'd at least want to do it part-time or somewhere on the side, just photos and writing stories, just telling other people's stories. I think is just really, really cool and such. And then, I mean, obviously I'm a big sports nut, so telling people's sports stories, it's a win-win. But I have thought about, I don't know about Atlantic. I'd probably want to do it something like around here, like in Council Bluffs. Although I keep telling my wife, like, if we ever wanted to move out of Iowa, I personally would love to move to Wisconsin, not just because of the Packers, but I also think it's just a really cool state. Tennessee is another cool state that I think is really pretty, but that'd be a long way away from family, whereas Wisconsin, on the other hand, would not. I got a lot of family in Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota as well. I got some that are right on the Iowa-Illinois border, so Wisconsin still wouldn't be too far away from them, depending where you went. But that's me. But I guess I never did answer your question though. Really, he is actually going to sell the building. Like, the man's been in the business for like over 35 years. Actually, I think this year marked over 35 years, because he said he got this building right here that we were in today in 1988, and he's just deciding that he's had his fun, but he's ready to move on to other stuff. And I guess I don't want to go in too much there, but he's just ready to focus on himself there. He's ready to focus on himself here and just have a happy retirement, hopefully. Definitely plan to go back there at least one more time, though, before he closes his door for good. Because as I told him here, too, it's like, hey, let me know what you're thinking for your final day, man, because I definitely want to walk in your store one more time before you close the door for good. Rolling down the chat. Jeff, I mean, don't get me wrong. The one thing about Wisconsin I think would be a little bit weird is that, I mean, it's like Iowa, but colder winters, and I hear a hell lot more snow. But I mean, I've lived in Iowa like 95% of my life, so I am no stranger to snow. I mean, well, okay, correction. I've lived 95% of my life in the Midwest. It's either been Iowa, Missouri, or Nebraska. I mean, the great majority of my Midwestern life has been in Iowa. Of course, I lived about 4 or 5 years down in the panhandle of Texas as well. which is a very different story. And I'm not going to lie, Texas is cool too. Wouldn't mind moving there again at some point. But again, I'm not exactly in any hurry to move out of here because I don't think it's too bad here. I got a fish room. I mean, we got a city right next door to Council Bluffs here that has 5 awesome fish stores. And it's not too bad over here either, but I'm sure someday. But it can snow in July. I believe it. Probably doesn't accumulate too much, I would imagine, but I believe it. Peplin very much. I mean, I will say this about Florida. I love visiting. I've been down there twice. Love visiting Florida, but it's one of those states that I categorize as I love visiting, never want to live there, though. Never want to live there. It's kind of like Missouri. Like, okay, live there a little bit. It's cool. I like Kansas City. St. Louis is okay. But Missouri overall, it's cool. And I'm not saying this wouldn't change, but where I'm at right now, Missouri is cool. But at least for right now, wouldn't want to live there, though. It's very cool, but still wouldn't want to live there. Or if I did live there, I'd be very picky in terms of where I lived. All right, let's see. Gina. I mean, hey, like I said, St. Louis is okay. It's just maybe I don't know. I also, to I guess St. Louis's defense, I did get to St. Louis during rush hour one time, and I gotta say, it's not as bad as some cities, like say Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota, or Denver, or Dallas, or even Chicago for that matter. But St. Louis rush hour still wasn't too fun, especially since I was in a hurry on that day too. So maybe that's what's kind of giving me a little lesser memory. But well, see me, Coral. I mean, yeah. I mean, I know about the crime and all that, but I mean, Chicago. I mean, think about that. Chicago's got a big crime rate as well. But I mean, yeah, Chicago, cool to visit. Never would want to live there. Like, and that's not just because I'm a Packer fan. It's just Chicago. Nah, just wouldn't want to live there. But it's still a cool city. I mean, Navy Pier is cool. The Shed Aquarium is cool. The little space observatory they got there in Chicago is cool. Believe it's Lake Michigan there, which is literally right. I mean, they got the observatory and the Shed Aquarium literally right on the shores of Lake Michigan. It's so beautiful. But I mean, that's cool. The Chicago River is kind of cool when you do like a downtown stream, as long as you avoid the characters there. But it's not too bad. But I don't know. That's just kind of, I mean, like crime rate, it's just a matter of, for the most part there, I'm just like, just be aware of your surroundings. You just got to know what's going on around you. And that's not always what keeps you out of trouble, but it helps. Coral, I believe it. I've never been to Memphis, but I have heard some stuff there. But again, though, never been there, so I won't talk too much. Rye Guy, my wife is right there with you. She loves Colorado. I mean, I feel like almost every other 2-3 years, we've gone to Colorado for once earlier. We went to Colorado on our honeymoon. We went to Estes Park. We went to Denver for a day. And then we went to Colorado Springs and Manitou Springs as well. And Estes Park especially, man, I love Estes Park. It is a very beautiful state. It's one of those states that I'm not sure. I like Colorado, and I could see myself maybe living there down the road, but it's also one of those where I'd be very picky about where we go because mountain driving in the winter, not so sure I'd want to mess with that. I don't have a fear of heights, but I do have a fear of driving off a mountain on an icy road. But not that, whatever the likelihood for that would be, I don't know. That's just me anyway. Colorado is beautiful, and I love visiting every time. Depending if the right situation came up, I'd definitely think about it because it is a cool place. That and the fact, I mean, hey, they're getting Whataburgers there in Colorado too, so there's that. But Jeff Kane, love it. I prefer Superior over Michigan. There you go. Haven't seen Lake Superior, though. I have seen Lake Michigan in, Wisconsin. I've seen it in now Chicago. But haven't seen Lake Superior, though. Demon Blader, I gotta be honest with you, I do not know. In terms of autos, I'm not an expert. If somebody here in the chat, though, knows the answer to that, I'll go ahead and put it up on the screen here, though. But unfortunately, Demon, I have no idea. Oh, excuse me. Goodness. Thought I saw a question up here earlier. Oh, Melvin, I don't think I ever said hi to you yet. Welcome aboard here, aka Mr. Legacy Hobbyists. Good to see you as always, Melvin. Seeing a lot of people giving Wisconsin love there as well. I mean, the Green Bay Packers, Milwaukee Bucks on top of it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. If Wisconsin would get an NHL team, I mean, I know Green Bay has the Gamblers up there, which is a USHL team and such. I only know them because here in Omaha, we also have a USHL team called the Lancers. We also have the UNO Mavericks. We also got college hockey here, which I guess if I lived around Madison, Wisconsin Badger hockey could maybe make up for some of it. But I don't know. I mean, if Wisconsin ever got like a NHL team, then okay, I'd be sold. But that's me. I love hockey. Probably my third favorite sport, right behind football and basketball, probably. Love watching hockey, especially live. Demon, yeah, so far he's been really friendly with them. I haven't seen any of the minnows going away, and I mean honestly, I've seen some minnows literally swim right in front of his face, and he just kind of eyeballs them like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" But I mean, he hasn't tried snapping at him once. I mean, granted, he's also pretty kept well fed and such. Gets fed once, sometimes even twice a day. But I mean, yeah, he hasn't even tried to chase any of them down. The snails and the shrimp have not been so fortunate, but I mean, the minnows, on the other hand, he's not even tried to go after him. So no, I'm thinking maybe down the road here, it's a good sign that maybe some rummy noses, like I was been talking about earlier, might be a good chance. Might, but I mean, if you guys also got an idea maybe of what we should put in here, I'm thinking either cardinal tetras or rummy nose tetras is what I want to put in here with Mac. But if y'all got suggestions, hey, I'm all ears. I'd be happy to hear any suggestions any of y'all got in the chat. I'm with you guys. I see Rye Guy, been a Sabres fan. I guess they've had better years, I believe. I guess I'm not fully educated on what the Sabres are doing. My 4 or 5 years living in Texas made me, I wouldn't say an avid Dallas Stars fan, but enough to where I follow them and I watch their games enough to kind of know what's going on. I was also, though, born in Minnesota, though, actually. But so I do like the Minnesota Wild as well. But I mean, I would say my number one team would probably be the Dallas Stars, which are doing pretty good this year. They weren't the only reason I think they made the playoffs this last year was because of Jake Ottinger and the pole between the sticks. But I mean, he was doing pretty good. I mean, this year, yeah, the Stars are looking pretty good. Hopefully there's a Stanley in the future. Stars only got one of those anyway, so I think they're long due for one. As a matter of fact, the Dallas Stars, I want to say what they got that in 1999. I want to say something like that. Whoop. Vinoski, how's it going? Just popping in here, giving the eyeballs and the smiley face with the peace sign. Appreciate you checking in here as always, Vinoski. Hope you're having a great night there. Whoop, double clicking on it. Leo, opinion on the Fluval 407. The exact model of the 407 I have not had, but I have had a similar model. Well, an earlier model that is equivalent to the 407. In fact, it's actually what's running my 54 corner for the figure 8 puffers. And personally, Leo, I have no complaints. I think it's a very good canister filter. And I think if you're thinking about that for your spotted Congo puffers, I think that would be a very good canister filter that would do the job very well. I would say that, yeah, those are they're a good canister. I mean, it's no, it's not an FX4 or 6, but it's still a very good filter, I think. Very good filter. Demon, nope, those, believe it or not, they are two different things. So the neons, their red stripe actually stops halfway through their body. If you see a cardinal tetra, however, that red stripe will go completely through their body. That's the main underlining difference. So here we go. You know what? I got my phone right here. We'll show, it's time for a little Spot That Difference, or whatever it was on Sesame Street. One of these things just doesn't belong here. One of these things just doesn't belong. All right, there we go. Oopsies. Yep, so there you go. Whoop, kill the light. All right, Demon, so this is a neon. Notice how the red kind of stops a little bit once it gets closer to the eye. And this is a cardinal tetra. You'll notice that the red goes all the way up towards them. And the blue line also goes through their eye as well. So you'll notice that, yeah, the coloration and the pattern, there is a little bit of a difference. So that's the difference between the two. Coro, that is an awesome group. Foo Fighters, great group. But I got to be truthful with you. I am not familiar with that song, though. I'll have to listen to it, though, at some point here, though, so that I can change that. But Foo Fighters, great group, though. Song Pretender. I've always heard the lyrics, and one of these things is not like the other. There you go. There we go. I'll have to look it up, though, because, I mean, yeah, I'm familiar with the Foo Fighters. Great group, but not that song specifically. Pretender. There we go. Saved it. All right, here. It's a quarter to midnight, but ooh, we're already going up on an hour. What the heck? We'll take her to the stroke of midnight. Little Cinderella story here. We'll take her to midnight here before we call it good. Theo, what would cause a neon tetra to twist kind of in a circle? My buddy's fish was doing this earlier the other day, and it's weird. I guess it could be a number of things, like if they ran into something. I mean, like, are they ever swimming upside down or something? Because if that's the case, then it could be, unfortunately, a swim bladder deal. Otherwise, sometimes they just, I mean, that's the main thing, I guess, that kind of came to my mind right away. I'm not 100% though, but I would say maybe another thing is that maybe they're also, I mean, yeah, everything that I think of there would make me believe swim bladder, because, yeah, it's usually not a good deal, but unless you got like a crazy water flow in there sometimes too, fish sometimes spiral, but even then, they usually don't do that unless like the water flow is like ridiculous. But like a twitchy twirl, like a horizontal spin, like they're not flipping or anything, but yeah, Gabriel, I mean, that's almost an adamant way to describe it, a death spiral almost. It's usually if the fish spiral like that, where they're flipping their bodies and such, yeah, that's it's like, ooh, that ain't good. More like a twitchy twirl. I guess since Scuba Steel, I'm not fully sure. If I actually saw like a video of kind of like what they're doing, maybe I'd have more of an idea. But I guess they're not like doing what I was saying earlier. Then maybe they feel on edge, or maybe they're just a little uncomfortable in the tank. Maybe I don't know. I mean, that one I guess could be a little bit. So yeah, if there's no flips, well then I guess good. If it's no flips, then that's good. But like a twitchy twirl, then I guess if they're, I'm not fully sure to be honest. There, that'd be me. I mean, I'm not fully sure. I would say maybe it's something along the line where they don't feel comfortable with something, but I'm not fully sure. Let's see. I saw a question up here earlier. Demon Blader. What happened to my Cross River Puffer? Let's see. I'm trying to think of how long ago this was. Couple months, 3 months, whatever it was. We unfortunately had a power surge here towards the early part of the winter. And unfortunately, our power was out for about 6 hours. And the Cross River Puffer was battling a little bit of a disease. I don't know if it looked something ick related. That's how I traded it anyway. Okay, which it wasn't. He wasn't like severely coated by any means, but just had some white spots on his tail, which was weird. The rest of his body was totally clear. So at first I was wondering if it was sand, but the more and more closely I looked at it, it's like, that don't look like sand. And then, I mean, it was almost about 2-3 days afterward. I mean, his body had been totally clear there at this point, and I had just put some Ick-X in there, so hence why I call it Ick. It may not have been, but I treated it like it was, and it seemed to fix the problem. So, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked there. We had a power surge. Power went out for about 6 hours, and unfortunately, the Cross River Puffer did not take that well, and ended up dying, sadly. Hence, unfortunately, yes, I don't have a Cross River Puffer anymore. Sorry if that disappoints, but yeah, that's unfortunately, yeah, that's what happened to the Cross River. Yeah, unfortunately, it's another time that took out one of my fish there. Those power surges, man, they're not good on fish. Rye guy. My oldest puffer in the fish room right now, probably Finley. Actually, as a matter of fact, I should have did like a little birthday stream for it. Well, or at least a gotcha stream. Actually, 2 days ago marked 3 years since I got Finley. So I've had Finley in here for 3 years, which means obviously she's a little bit older than that. She was, I'd say she's about maybe a month or two older than that. So I'd say she's about 3 years and maybe 3 months ish or so, something like that. But that's what I would say probably would be actually, you know what? I take that. Well, no, you said oldest puffer. In terms of oldest fish, though, that I have down here, though, that would be the black ghost knife that's in the 240 over there. I've had that guy now for, oh, shoot. I want to say that's been about 5-6 years I've had that black ghost knife, and he's a cool fish. He's well over a foot too. He's the biggest reason why I got that 240 back there. Yeah, that tank was bought mostly because of him. He is a big fish. Let's see here. A little less than 9 minutes till midnight here in Council Bluffs, so we'll keep going. But checking through the chat. Yes. Oop. Phone is vibrating. Let's turn that off. Un momento. I agree, Rega. I mean, I wish he would come out more. I would love to do more videos on him too. I think I maybe done like 4 or 5 videos on him in the whole time I've had him too. I mean, granted, I've also had this ghost knife before I even had a channel. So, I mean, that's another fish that, yeah, it's he's really cool. I love black ghost knives. I like knife fish in general. I mean, I can't remember the channel, but somebody was like getting an abba knife fish, and supposedly that's like one of the most aggressive fish you can get in the hobby. Not gonna lie though, it looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Someday, I'd like to give it a try. it's an aggressive fish, which I mean, it's kind of what puffers are too. So I'm like, you know what? I'd like to give it a try. That thing looks really cool. Going through the chat. Yes. Yeah, that's the only problem with those ghost knives there, Brian. I mean, yeah, you just don't see them a whole lot. That's my only complaint about them. They like to hide, and unless you turn the lights off, you're probably not going to see them a whole lot. And even when you turn the lights off, they still don't like to be out and about too much. Gabriel, are dragon puffers hard to procure? You mean like treat for like disease, or like excuse me, a little itch there, or like treat for parasites and such? I mean, no, not too hard, or at least when I had mine, he wasn't too hard to treat and such. Just little meds here and there. And honestly, nowadays most fish stores will even do that for you. But otherwise, if you're like in terms of like trying to obtain one, they can be a little difficult to find. But or at least here in the Midwest, I see them every once in a while, but not regularly by any stretch. The Aquatic Morning Show. How's it going, Jess? Good to see you here. Always love what they do over there on the Aquatic Morning Show and Afternoon Show. I mean, yeah, they're starting to do some more and more streams, as I said one time earlier, on afternoons as well, which is also fun to watch. My chat keeps jumping, and I don't like it. There we go. To procure means to obtain. Okay. Being a writer, I try to have an expanded vocabulary, but once again, wait, there we go, guys. It's like Sesame Street now. We were doing that earlier. This stream has been brought to you by the number 22 and the word procure, the word of the day. But to obtain, I mean, I guess it also partially depends on where you're from. Yeah, I mean, yeah, here in the Midwest, or at least in Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri, I see them at least a couple times every year. I wouldn't say regularly, but I do see them at least a few times. I think this past season I saw them about, oh, I want to say I saw them like 3 times at various stores here. But like I say, we got 5 stores here in the Omaha area, 2 of which can get those kind of fish in a little more easily than the others. Actually, I take that back. 3 of them really, but I mean, they're one of them that, yeah, they're not regularly available, but they're also one of those that are not as hard to get as say like a cross river or maybe red eye puffers and such, stuff like that. They're not like almost impossible to get, but still definitely one that I would say if you want, do your research, set up a tank for it, so when you see it, you're ready. That's your best bet to get one. Unless, of course, you want to go online, like Rye Guy here says, which in such case, then yeah, you can probably get them regularly. But if you're like me, I mean, I've never ordered any of my fish offline or online. Little fun fact. All these have been either bought from a convention or a fish store or traded with a friend. Do, 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 do. Let's see. I was thinking I thought I had something else. Appreciate it, Jess. I mean, hopefully someday my show will be at least half as good as the one as you do, but greatly appreciate it. Like I say, I mean, fortunately, that's kind of another reason why I like to just sometimes sit back and listen to some of these streams. It's also why I don't comment a whole lot. I take notes from some of these other streams in terms of like, all right, like, I kind of like how chill and laid back, like say James and Chattanooga Ed do, or like with you guys. I also like how you guys also build up other channels and such, congratulate other channels like on your show and such. And I also like how lively Eric Wyrox is and such there. I mean, if I listed off all the streams here that I love watching and take notes from, we'd be here all night. But I mean, yeah, there's a lot of awesome streams out there. A lot of people to take notes and learn from, yours included. I tell you what, predatory fins, that'd probably be a shop that I would visit quite frequently. I would love to go check that place out. But alas, it is not right next door to me, unfortunately. All right, let's see. We are getting down to the final couple of minutes. So, guys, I'll leave it up to you guys in the chat here in the next minute. Do we go ahead and feed the fish here before we call it a stream, or do we just cut it? I'm pretty sure I know the answer here, but feel free to let me know here. Let's see. We can at least feed some of the fish here before we call it a night here, I would imagine, right? Unless y'all are tired and want to go to bed. No idea who that person is. All right, here we go. All right. Everybody is saying feed, feed, feed. I'm pretty sure half the chat is saying feed. So I'd say that's a pretty adamant. I'd say that's a pretty unanimous decision. All right, let me go ahead and pull it up here. I'll get my phone here connected. While we're at it here, actually, I'll go ahead and show you guys the new fish here real quick that we got from the fish store as well, because we did get some newbies down here as well. So if you stuck around with us this long, I'll go ahead and show you that here soon as well. Oh, for the love of Pete, just open up. Daggone it. It is officially midnight here in Iowa. So happy Tuesday to those of y'all in the Midwest and the Eastern side, I guess. There we go. Oop, screen is locked. Let's fix that. Oh, speaking of the Dallas Stars, they beat the Kraken. Nice. 5-2. Very good. Okay, looks like we're good there. Cool, cool. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sounds good. All right. Let's go ahead and add this.
Let's kill the sound. Ah! Echo! Get rid of the echo. I'm over here. Now I'm over here. Now I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm over here. This is fun. All right. Let's go ahead and put this one up. There we go. There's me. Where is Mac? Mac is over here. Right here. All right. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat here as we go as well, but it's not as easy to check the chat here as we go along here. Let's see. Can I flip this here real quick? Whoops. That's not it. I want to flip this. I want to flip the camera, please. There we go. Yes, 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 yes. There we go. Took me a hot minute, but give a blonde a minute and we'll figure it out. All right. Oh, yes. Cleaning out a filter here because I'm thinking that's the filter we're probably going to put back on the 50 corner there once we get the pea puffers in there. Of course, I'll give updates on that as we go. All right. Scrubbed a little algae off this thing, but I tell you what, got a little more work to do. But here's some of the new fish, guys, before we start feeding. We got 4 marble angels in here. Got a gold angel in here as well. And those little guys down there nibbling on the algae, those are black phantom tetras. Those things look really, really cool too. The tetra that I haven't kept before and I've really wanted for a while. Check out the comments here. Darlene's Tanks, how's it going, Darlene? Good to see you. All right. You're just in time, Darlene. We're showing off some new fish here, and I'm about to start feeding them as well here. All right. On the menu today, we got some Vibra Bites. Fish always love this good stuff. Set my phone down here real quick while I open that bag. If I can open the bag, got to be smarter than the average food bag. Always a challenge. All right, here we go. I'm going to put it right up against my very dirty glass. And here you go, guys. There go the angels. Very good. Looks like the Black Phantoms are enjoying that as well. All right, over to Juliet, our jewel cichlid here. Got a person actually inquiring about her. She might be getting rehomed here soon. Not that I dislike her. It's just a matter of want to use this space here for something else. Want to get a bigger tank there instead of the 36 bow front in the way there. And eventually this will go out the door yet too. I'm debating if I want to even hang on to that stand anymore that I initially built for our 90-gallon bow front, but it's just kind of turned into a storage table, as y'all can kind of see. All right. On over to the 125-gallon tank, where all the angels and such are. A couple of yo-yo loaches as well. Longfin black skirt tetras, as well as a couple of Bolivian rams in here as well. There we go. That should be plenty for them. And yep, another black ghost knife. I do have 2 of them. And yep, he likes going out on those Vibra Bites as well. And yep, oh, right in front there, you see a Congo tetra as well. Fish Tank Frank, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Checking through the chat, making sure I don't forget anybody here. Looks like Yep, it's oh yeah, Demon Blader. I give them a lot of food, and believe me, they go through it because there's also a king tiger pleco in here, a leopard frog pleco. We got 2 yo-yo loaches in here, some petricola cats down here that call the bottom home that like to hide. They don't like coming out too much when the lights are on. So nope, there. Trust me, that food will be all gone. Got our 3 goldfish here. Our fantail here. Got our lion head. And then a normal comet right here. Eagerly awaiting their food. And these guys love to eat, so we'll give them plenty here. We also got a bristlenose pleco in there with them somewhere that keeps the algae and such in check there. Oh, there you go. You kind of maybe saw him flash towards the back there. Finley knows what time it is. The queen eagerly awaits her food to be delivered. Oh yes, before I get moving, we actually got 3 more fish here to show off. Well, you see one of them right there. See if I can zoom this in a little bit. Speaking of zoom, he's zooming across the tank there. Back by the crypt there. I need to clean up the glass here a little bit. We got some dwarf rainbows in here with our giant opal beta here. They're still kind of getting used to their new tank here yet, so their color isn't as vibrant as it will be here later, so we'll have to show them off again here later. And of course, up here in the 29, our young angels with the trio of German blue rams, and our Serpe tetras and diamond tetras, and of course our beta here as well. Everyone doing well in here. Finley's getting impatient over here. The queen demands her meal. I am way zoomed in. Let's fix that. Indeed, Demon. The queen pufferfish and just the queen of the whole fish room right there. What a beautiful, majestic queen she is. All right. Got all the flakes, pellet eaters and such. Actually, where is my flake? I need to get some flake because some of these guys don't like the Viber bites, as weird as it is. There we go. I was looking for that right there. All right, we'll go down here to feed the beta. And yes, you'll notice we got a plethora of snails in here. And that is kind of done on purpose because I like having the number of snails in there so I can, as time goes along, pluck them out of the tank there and feed them to puffers like my Amazons, figure eights, even the Maboo and the Palabai puffer. I never have a problem when I have tanks like this. Demon Blader, I mean, would kind of depend on the size of the tank, but I guess cherry barbs, they are a fast swimmer, so I could see where it would work. But again, it would kind of depend on how big of the tank it was. So, I mean, cherry barbs could be something that you could consider. But yeah, you definitely don't want to do like a long fin variety, as Jeff there points out. And oh yeah, Demon, I'm sorry, that was a stupid question because yeah, I've asked you the size of the tank before, and you told me before it's 40. I got to remember that. But yeah, 40 gallon, yeah, that's plenty big. I would say cherry barbs, as long as you don't get the long fin variety. Yeah, I would say them in a 40 gallon with pea puffers. That should be okay. Just don't, leave it as a bare tank with them and such. And then, put plants, put rocks, woods or something in there, to create bits of territory. And then, yeah, I think it should work all right. There we go. All right. Feed the 29 up here, which is needs to be topped off with a little bit of water here. And in case you're wondering, no, that hang on the back there is not running right now. The motor on it went bad earlier, so I'm just kind of keeping it on there to kind of fill in the hole back there right now, but might even put a smaller one on there too, because that one's actually graded to do like 60 gallons, so it was probably putting a little too much water flow in here anyway. So probably going to put a smaller hang on the back here anyway. But going to try to see if I can get that thing going again here. But figure eights over there also curiously waiting. There's our 20-gallon long with just a little bit of blackbeard algae. Starting to go down a little bit, but not anywhere near the rate as I would like. All righty, let's see if I can set this up properly. Go. And you guys like your light off when I feed you. So there you go. Yep, and you see, once I turn off the light, they get busy. Crazy little things. All right, guys, here's a fun tank to feed. I'm going to go ahead and kill this light right here, because we're probably getting a nasty glare from it. There we go. Gives you a little bit better view from the tank too, doesn't it? Leo 209. Boy, rainbows the best. I would say with spotted Congos, I would say proceed with extreme caution. I don't know if I'd do that in a 60 breeder though. If you had something bigger, like maybe like wider, that like a 125, then maybe. But especially if you're putting like 4 in there or something, I don't know. I think you'd be better off with something smaller and faster swimming. Rainbows can be fast swimming, don't get me wrong, but as you can see, they also get some reasonable size on them. So personally, I would not recommend rainbows with spotted Congos, which is a bummer. That would look absolutely beautiful, but I personally would not recommend it. Unfortunately. Don't remember who. Oh, Gabe, how long have I had the giant opal beta thing? We actually got him at the Omaha swap, so it's been about 2 weeks now. My wife actually picked that one out because she's going to have an office at her new job here shortly, and she wanted to put a little fish tank in her office. So I'm going to give that 10-gallon that you saw there earlier with the opal beta. That's going to go in her office later, along with the 3 dwarf rainbows that we got in there. I might put another 10-gallon tank down there eventually and get another little beta sorority tank again. Well, I guess we already got a beta sorority tank. That's what that 29-gallon is, but I don't know. Maybe we'll do something down there. I don't know. Oh, one of the clown loaches is coming out. Like, yeah, it's feeding time. Woohoo! My hand is stuck in the fish thing. There we go. There we go. My hand is stuck again. Please get out of the bin. There we go. Everybody's coming out and about now. Just love how those rose lines just zip all over. You see that dojo loach down there too, with our plecos and the clown loach just getting busy. They make sure nothing gets left behind, not even in those rocks. They usually keep this substrate looking pretty good. Overall, that sand looks pretty solid, guys. Yes, yes. A Scuba Stevo, this one with the clown loaches, this is 240 gallons. Was my biggest tank until we got that one back there. But yep, this the 240 gallon has been moved to second place. It's still a pretty cool tank though. I still love this aquarium. And before anybody asks, no, those plants are not real. Those are fake bamboo plants from marine land. I'm sure a lot of you know, but you'd be surprised. I've still sometimes gotten those questions. Not that I care, but the rainbows, of course, our koi angelfish there. Colombian silver dollars, roseline sharks, various gouramis as well. It's a nice little tank. Lots of beautiful color too. All right. See Roger there peeking his head out as well. The Powell bipuffer's like, hey, is it feeding time yet? I see you walking around. When's it my turn? All righty. Actually, we got to give a little something extra to those loaches here. And the plecos for the... actually, you know what? Nah, 5's too many. Let's put one of those back. There we go. Woo-hoo-hoo. Don't fall in the water, please. It's like that cat from Stuart Little. Please. All right, there we go. Some stuff there for the plecos and our loaches. They love those little things. Our flower horn down here is wondering when he's getting his due diligence. He's like, yeah, I'm talking about you. Where's my goods? Everybody gets jealous when everybody else gets fed. And like, hey, don't forget about me. Beetles. Coro. No, I have not. No me gusta beetles. My wife would not approve of bugs either. She is a bugophobe. Bugophobia. All right, let's see here. Gonna set this down for a hot minute as I get the frozen foods prepared. That'll be for Finley. That'll be for the knives. There's Max, and here is Rogers. And of course, we still need something for our other puffers here. Ouch! Dang aluminum. This is the next funny thing. When I start feeding and dropping stuff on his lid, watch this. Yes, that is him peeking his head out like, oh, it's time. One more. It's so funny. Ah! Stay in the freezer. Come on. All right, there we go. All right, we're ready to finish off this feeding. All right. Finley got her... Actually, she got a little live shrimp feeding today. She got to go on a hunt today in the tank. I see maybe a couple more left over in there, but she's pretty much got them most. And you see also what's left over of the half clamshells that I gave her earlier today as well. Yeah, ravaged through those. So today it's another krill steak. There you go, girl. One of these times I'll have to do another live feeding or something on him here. I once did well actually I don't actually think I've ever done a live feeding with Finley on YouTube before. I did on Facebook a while back when she was younger, but I don't think I actually ever did one with Finley and her being live fed anything. I know some people are not exactly a fan of that, but Coro, yeah, rescue the shells and put some Rafsian on them. There you go, Coro. What you don't know won't hurt you. Just tell Mrs. Freak not to look. That's right. All right, Matt. Where are you at, buddy? Oh, there you go. He knows what time it is. He knows what time it is. Apparently, I forgot what time it was because I can't find my tongs. Oh, where did I put those? Shoot, where did I put the feeding tongs? Oh. Ah, here we go. All right. All right, here we go. Put that down for a hot second. Bada bing, bada boom. Get it on the stuff there. And yep, this is a net that we just work our arm under. And there you go, Mac. He's about knocked out all the snails and the shrimp in here earlier too, but every once in a while still today, I've still seen a few lurking in there, but he's about to take them all out here. Up, Mac, yeah, one more up here. You got one more right up there. Hey, come on, up here. Come on, you, up here. He's like, the only way you're going to get me to go up there is if you give me more, which I guess is fair. All right. He's a growing boy, so he can use a little bit more, I guess. All right, what the heck? We'll give Mac a little bit more. Not too much more. But the cool thing is about having these minnows in here, they'll eat the debris too, which is kind of also why I want tank mates in here. Much for the same reason that Corey has all those. Oh yeah, there you go. Come on, buddy. Up to the top. Up to the top. There you go. There you go. Go get it. There you go, big fella. Look at all the minnows going to work. Oh yeah, there you go. He's got a little bulge in his belly now. He's a happy boy. He's full. Well, he'd tell you differently, but full enough. All right. And yeah, with him lurking out like that, this is not a puffer that you hand feed, let me tell you. About learned that the hard way earlier. I'll let you put two and two together on what I mean. Grab our tongs here again. I need to quit putting those in weird places. All right. Grab that. Like I said, grab that. Early grasp it. There we go. Oh yeah, look at him. This is why I don't hand feed this guy. You'll also see why in a minute. All right, here it is, Roger. Go get it. Up, you left it behind, Roger. Why do you always do this on camera? You never do this otherwise. Oh, now it broke apart. Daggone it. Come here. No. No. Got ya. Hey, Roger, go get it. There you go. Atta guy. And he'll get the little bit over there once you turn the light off. All right, let's split that in half. And we'll give this a little bit here to our ghost knife in here. Always fun hand feeding this guy. And yeah, this is something that you too can train your knife to do. Hey, get out of here, guys. Shoo, shoo, shoo. There you go. Yep, you guys can have the little bitty pieces there. And no, I promise you, he's not biting my finger. Hey, get out of here. Hey, there you go. One more for you, buddy. Hey, get out of here. Shoot, shoot, shoot. There you go. Isn't that so cool? Such a cool fish. All right. We'll give this piece to him down here. The only time I'll ever tap on the tank, that's him knowing that the food is on the way. For those of you that don't already know. All right. Yep, there's his head poking out. He's ready. There you go, buddy. There you go. You got the majority of that. So the rest will let the rainbows and the other fish do the cleanup. All right. This cube of bloodworms we'll give to our green spotteds here and watch them go crazy. 3 of them have located it. Hey, you. No, over here. Okay, 4 of them have found it. No, up there. Hey, you. Up there. Some leftovers will get down to him. Come on, dude. You're missing out. Oh, there we go. He's found them. He's getting some back there now. There you go, buddy. These guys are getting bigger too, I tell you what. I think these guys have easily put on an inch since I put them in this tank from their 20 long. They're putting on some size now. All right, yeah, I see you down there ravaging all around. He's like, hey, it's my turn. All right, indeed it is. Indeed it is. There he is towards the top. You're getting more and more rambunctious. There you go, buddy. Really, I got to scrub your tank for a little bit of algae that we're developing here on the front. All right. Move. On to the Amazon tank. What's going on, guys? There you guys go. A little bit more coming yet. There you go. Hiding in the sand there is a plethora of snails. You can also see there's a few of them there on the sponge filter. Kind of surprised those guys aren't taking them down. They're usually pretty quick and eager to go after those, but good little bit of bloodworms there yet. So we'll give this last bit to the figure eights. There you go, guys. Hey, there you go. Come on, go get it. There you go. Hey, buddy, you're missing it. Get on over there. He's like, I see a camera. I don't like camera. Okay, we leave you alone. All right. And last, ladies and gentlemen, but certainly not least, the final fish that I have yet to feed down here. As I see everybody, some people are starting to head on out of here. Before you head out, guys, you're going to want to see this. The Amazon, or not the Amazon puffer, but rather a fish that is native to the Amazon River, though. The Exodon tetra meets bloodworms, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you've seen this a couple times on my channel, but those of you that haven't, you're in for a treat. Here we go. Like little mini piranhas, aren't they? Just like that. Boom. It's gone. Oh, nope. One more. Nope. Never mind. Now it's gone. Aren't they cool? Dean Blader, call you Zach or Zachariah. Okay. I'll try to remember. I usually, it sometimes takes me a little bit. So if I forget it, Zach, I apologize. I'll call you Dean there anyway. But yes, Zach, if I forget it there, feel free to just remind me, because I sometimes am horrible at remembering that. But if you prefer me to call you Zach, I will get it down. All right, guys. I think we've pretty much fed everyone. And no, the hex tank there is empty. I'm thinking, honestly, if any of you are going to the swap in the Quad City swap, or so, and not, like I said, 2 weeks from, well, now 2 weeks from this past Sunday, whatever. I'm thinking I might bring this tank up here with me, because honestly, I'm thinking this 20 hex, I'm probably going to ditch it. Just kind of one of those tanks I think are going to get purged out of here so that I can make room on the power grid for bigger and better stuff here. I think somebody asked it like way earlier in the stream, and it just crossed my mind again. So the one tank at the fish store earlier that I was telling you about, like that 120, I did talk to the owner about it. There is somebody else also in line talking about it, but as the man said, he's not fully sure on how serious the guy is. So if the guy is not all that serious, which he will tell me by this weekend, if he is not that serious, then it's ours for the taking. And I would say that, yeah, if he says that if you want it, Austin, it's yours, I think we're going to go get it. I'm probably going to wait a little bit there, though, yet, too, because the fish and such in there, I mean, may not take all those fish and such, but, well, I'll tell you the details later there. But like I said, I don't want to talk too much about it, get everyone's hopes up, including my own, before, yeah. Leo, yeah, you can throw in the spotted, the stuff totally frozen. I mean, I do let it sit out a little bit and let it get softer. Like, I don't want it to be totally ice cube hard. But yes, I do throw in some of the foods traditionally, usually still mostly frozen. But yep, you can do it. Just like I say, I just wouldn't give it to them when it's like Arctic ice frozen and such. But alas. Hey, there you go, Peplin. 800K. You could retire in Wisconsin with that. I'll keep that in mind. I mean, I am feeling like I'm getting older, going on to 30 here in April, but I don't know. I think retirement's a little ways away for me yet. Hopefully. Demon Blader, absolutely. I mean, I want to keep clownfish someday. I really like Emperor Angelfish. I really like I'm trying to think of what it's called. I can picture it right now in my head. The Dories. Dory. What is she? Blue Hippo Tang. That I think is what it is. I mean, would love to keep one of those someday. Long-nosed butterfly. They're a cool one. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some saltwater fish that I'd like to give a try here. Mostly the clownfish. I think if I go into saltwater, clownfish will probably be the first fish I get. But we'll see. There's a lot of fish on my want list, though. But I would say those would kind of top the saltwater ones. All right. Da, 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 da. And here we are, back by the corner tank again. Y'all sure you think just, y'all sure you want me to do pea puffers in here? No salt water? I mean, I don't care, but.
Here we go. Dropping the phone here, back on this stream, or back on this camera. Jeff Kane, well, yeah, the pay in California is good. It kind of has to be given the prices over there. Appreciate it, Patty. Yeah, it's got to do something with this big bow front tank over here eventually too. Which, by the way, Zach, since you were asking me about saltwater fish earlier, I am planning on doing saltwater in that thing later on. Namely a porcupine puffer and other stuff. What I was kind of thinking though is for the 185, I'm kind of debating on speaking of Finding Nemo earlier when I was trying to figure out what Dory was, I'm thinking that like a Finding Nemo tank in that 185 would be pretty cool. Like not exactly what the dentist had because I mean the cleaner shrimp would get eaten by the puffer. And I don't think I'd put a starfish in there either because, again, the porcupine puffer might nip on it. But that and Moorish idols are kind of hard to keep, apparently, too. So it may not be a spot on Finding Nemo tank, but something like that would be kind of cool. All right, ooh. Well, guys, my battery saver just went on to my laptop here as we approach 2 hours into the stream here. Wow. So, guys, it's a little bit half past midnight. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it. Call it a stream here. Appreciate, though, every single one of y'all coming in here today or tonight, rather, and coming in here to hang out. Appreciate every single one of y'all. I'm going to stop hopefully hitting my microphone here as I try to wrap this up. But going to have a little aquarium spotlight video, try to get that series back going again here for the first time in a little over a month. If you guys have a tank that you'd like me to do next year, put it down in the chat here right before I go ahead with taking it out here. Or, as we sign out of the stream here. Or if you're in the replay crew, drop it in the comments below. If there's a tank you want me to go on more. We've already done the 240 here earlier. We've kind of done a spotlight on the 510 here, I guess, as well as the 75s earlier, as well as Finley's tank. But there's a tank you want me to kind of talk a little bit more in depth about here that you saw here tonight, let me know in the comments. But guys, again, appreciate every single one of y'all coming in here. I'm going to bounce, getting late here, but thank you all for coming here. And for me, thank you to all the moderators here. Matt, Liquid's the Only Fins, of course, Zen Ginger, and then my wife, Mrs. Freak. And of course, a special thank you to all the members. Y'all are truly fantastic. Appreciate it, all of y'all. As always, guys, you know the deal. Thanks for all the support and watching the stream. I'll see y'all in the next video, everyone. Stay fantastic.